And we're live here, seventh inning stretch. Dodgers advance to the World Series. Just wrapped up here in LA. They sweep the Brewers 4-0. The Brewers score an incredible 4 runs in the NLCS, and the Dodgers look dominant as they get back into the World Series. We'll hit more on that. We'll hit on Ohtani's historic night as well. What a performance. 3 homers. 6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts. We'll get into it, dive into it a little bit with him and how great was it, the best postseason performance ever. We'll touch a little bit on the Mariners and Blue Jays as well. Of course, we'll hit on that a little bit here. 7th inning stretch on a Friday night after the Dodgers advance. Here's how they do it here. Just wrap it up here. Mr. Durbin, the last guy out here at the Brewers.
Takes off. Durbin, a high fly ball to right. Pages. He is there. He's got it. And the ball game is over. And the Los Angeles Dodgers have won the National League pennant.
And they are back in the NLCS like everybody projected at the beginning of the year. They do it though, not by getting the bye. They had to make their way through a couple series here. They got through the Reds, got through the Phillies, and now, of course, got through the Brewers, and they'll either see the Mariners or Blue Jays in the World Series. But with them advancing 5-1, there's a few storylines I want to talk about with the NLCS in general. But the big one tonight was obviously Shohei. I mean, he's been struggling. If you look at his numbers in the recently, it was like 2 for 25 with double digits in strikeouts. You just knew this was coming at some point. And sometimes I wonder with him, as he, now that this was his first time pitching in the postseason, this time around, obviously pitched in the Phillies series there, does it help him at all in the plate? Like, I'd be curious to look at those numbers, like how locked in he is at the plate with the same time he's pitching. It seems like every time he pitches, he hits a home run, and he goes 3 for 3, leads off the game with a home run. I mean, the guy can't be stopped. He literally, the performance he had tonight is I think, goes down as I think Darlene said it on the broadcast, the greatest postseason game ever. He goes 3 for 3, 3 homers, 3 RBIs, and then, like I said, goes just 6 innings with 10 Ks, no runs, given up. I mean, the man was a machine. He's absolute beast. He's gonna win the MVP again in the National League. So we know that's going to be coming down for him. And the one thing too is, as we kind of talk about the Dodgers as well in this aspect, is they have the 5 All-Stars, 5 potential Hall of Famers on the roster, and then they fill it out with these guys like Suzuki that now has found his role in the bullpen and all that as well. So the Dodgers, they look absolutely just locked in, like a veteran team that has been here 5 times in 9 years now. They play with that poise that not everybody has. Not everybody has this time of year, and I feel like we saw that from the Brewers a little bit too. They didn't seem like they were on their game at all. And give credit to the Dodgers pitching, give credit to Snell, give credit to Yamamoto, Glasnow, and Ohtani, but they just didn't show up at all. It didn't look like the same team. The bats weren't as competitive there as well. But so as we put a bow on Ohtani here on the NLCS, just absolutely will go down as one of the best games, one of the best games that individuals ever played in a clutch performance. So the Dodgers again, they advance to the World Series. Mookie Betts playing better at shortstop, highest level. Isn't talking about enough. I was thinking about him too, as they showed him and Edman getting together after the game there, and I would say that you're correct. As one of the things, like, obviously it's not the same as Ohtani pitching and hitting, but his move from outfield to shortstop, and he made some great plays this series too. Great plays, and he's solid. I mean, like, you just don't get that from players. You see utility players, but Tyler, like you said, to go from outfield to shortstop. You're right. He's kind of been back for them. He goes 1 for 4 in this tonight as they get the victory there. And he's been his defense. And it's funny. The lefty goes, or the righty, he'll bat leadoff sometimes as well. They get Will Smith back. He got him back a few weeks ago, and it's good to have him back in the lineup for them. So the Dodgers looking loaded, as always. It was interesting, back to just real quick, Ohtani. I wanted to just circle back to his leadoff homer, and I'm going to show all 3 homers as we go. But here's the first one he had tonight, and a historic night.
A year ago, his last one against the Dodgers in Game 4 of the LCS, and there goes Ohtani. Shohei lighting up the highlights already. It's a leadoff home run.
I mean, my goodness. My goodness. The thing, too, with Ohtani is that the ball sounds different off his bat. It just absolutely sounds different when he hits the ball. So Ohtani hits the first one, leads off. Dodgers end up scoring 3 runs in the first inning tonight. And the Brewers, it was an interesting series, right? Because they have Game 1 where they look lifeless in that game. They get out to the early lead, but then the Brewers fight back, and they just couldn't get the job done with the in Game 2, and they had that chance for Terang. Should he have worn it? It's kind of hard with the instincts there for me to say, it should be easy money, but I don't know. It was one of those things where the Brewers had their chances in this series. They were really aggressive offensively, which kind of threw me off. I felt like they were a patient team most of the year. They took the extra bases, but even as we saw tonight, getting picked off at second base after the line out to left field. Just things they were doing all year that didn't add up. And I just didn't like the way obviously you're like, well, Darren, they get 1 run in each game. Of course, they're not going to look good. But part of that was the way they were approaching. I felt they were really aggressive, too aggressive against Yamamoto. And it is what it is. But the Brewers, it's kind of I'd be curious if Brewers fans, like, they got farther than they usually do, but then you make it here and you don't show up at all. And it's kind of funny to me. I've always kind of felt like the Brewers felt like the way they've played over the last 10 years reminds me of their playoff history, reminds me a lot of the Oakland A's history in those early 2000 teams. And they just couldn't, when they needed big hits, they couldn't get it. They had the bases loaded a few times, couldn't get a big hit. They had a runner on third, they couldn't get him in with less than 2 outs. Defensively, they made more errors than usually. The pitching wasn't there at all this series, and not as clutch as they needed at moments. So Brewers just not ready. I feel like they still have a good squad. Pat Murphy was able to push all the buttons this year. See what they can do next year. I always just worry about that as well. Like, all right, we had such a great year. How are they going to bounce back? But can't really worry about that. Can't worry about that. They had a great season, had the best record in Major League Baseball, but the reality is they got outpitched, and they got Ohtani tonight. The second home run he hit was just, you talk about a different sound off a bat. Like I said, again, a different sound this man has. Let's take a listen here to the Ohtani second home run that looked like it went out of the stadium, people.
It doesn't matter, but I'm making it.
He was money. Oh, my goodness! Shohei Ohtani! Wow! Up and over the roof! A majestic blast!
All right, one more time. Let's hear that sound one more time.
It doesn't matter.
One more time.
I'm making it.
He was money. Oh, my goodness!
My God. When you hit the ball, and that sounds like that, like I said, out of the stadium as the Dodgers back to the World Series here, waiting to take on either Toronto or Seattle, getting to that Game 5. What a crazy series that's been in the American League as well. But again, Ohtani with the 3-homer night, and what a special performance he had. And like I said, an all-timer from Ohtani this evening in LA. So just to put kind of a complete bow on this whole NLCS, Brewers, great season, not ready yet for it. Dodgers do what we expected. My guy Logan, he said that the Brewers had their chances. Other teams had their chances. They didn't play that well. I don't know. I would kind of disagree with that. I felt like they outplayed the Reds by a mile. They outplayed the Phillies by a mile. Phillies, yeah, they played the last good couple games, but they were still sloppy, and that's what ended up costing them at the end of that series as well. And yeah, they had the potential. They had their chances. The Phillies, they had great chances, but I also felt like they didn't play the same ball, as clean a baseball as they needed to, and that usually comes back to bite you in a series against a team like the Dodgers. You got to almost be perfect at times. So I don't know. We'll see what the Dodgers. They've just been playing really good. And then this series against the Brewers, they obviously look like no Brewers. We'll take it from here. We're actually the best team here in the National League. So I feel like that's kind of what the statement they made here as well. Like I said, Ohtani with the 3-homer night. They end up pulling it out. Again, here's the final of his third home run. If we got the first ones up, let's get the next one up here as Ohtani, number 3 on the evening.
Ohtani, did he? Ohtani! Ohtani has done it again! His third home run!
What a shot. Three bombs. Dodgers, they advance. And Kiki Hernandez, my gosh, this guy. Postseason, just postseason hero. His average is up over 100 points in the postseason. Homers up, RBIs up. The guy's just been, he's been insane as well when it comes to playoff time. So, LA, congrats. You make it all the way back to where they should be with a payroll like that, my guy Josh Edwards. They should be. But again, you still have to get it done. Ohtani, after the game, said it was really fun on both sides of the ball today. Yeah, I bet it was, sir. There it is, as he wins that LCS MVP. I'm taking this trophy. Let's get 4 more wins. As well, like you said, hits that record 469 feet. Some of the other quotes coming out of the game. Freddie Freeman says, sometimes you've got to check yourself and don't touch him to make sure he's not just made of steel. Last season's World Series MVP, Freddie Freeman says that. He says, absolutely incredible, biggest stage, and he goes out there and does something like that. I'll probably be remembered as a Shohei Ohtani game. So, obviously, teammates showing the love as well. And the Brewers put a fork in you, as they would say. Done deal there. But what a run they've had as well. So, Dodgers, they set the stage. Get some more. Maybe I'll get some interviews up here in a second. With those games, but let's move over to the American League just real quick. Cal Raleigh, crazy game. Blue Jays up 2-1, bottom of the 8th inning. You have your MVP up to bat. You need a big hit, moment that everybody's been waiting for, and Cal delivers.
Trailing in the series. Here's a high fly ball, deep left field. Did he get enough? He did! Swing! Game 5 tied!
A majestic shot as well from the big dumper. Just had all the trajectory. High fly ball. Looked like it wasn't going to get out. What a 64 total home runs down the season. You include postseason, obviously, there. But the other thing that was fascinating is that this was his first at bat right-handed in the series. And then he goes yard like that on the first pitch. Just an incredible season this guy's putting together. And the Mariners now go up 3-2 in this series. The winner, obviously, of this series looking to take on the big bad Dodgers. As a West Coast guy, part of me like, do we want, a little West Coast kind of action there, even though. But the Blue Jays, they had their chances in this game. I mean, they were up 2-1. It looked like they had it. They were down 1-0. They scored the next 2. Their offense, they had many chances in this game, and they just could not get a big hit to deliver the final blow that they needed to put this game out of reach and sweep the Mariners at home, and which would have kept that streak going of all the road teams winning. So you have the the Blue Jays come out flat game 1 and 2. Mariners come out flat game 3 and 4. Finally had a battle in this game, and the Mariners pull up big with the Suarez grand salami time. They talk about a team that should have a guy in the postseason with the grand salami. Shout out to their old announcer there. But Cal, I mean, like I said, MVP moment, and he delivers in the boat. Like, that's what you're like, okay, we need a home run for a guy that had 60 home runs down one. It's probably going to be his last at bat. And the man shows up and delivers. The Mariners then go on to get a little rally going, get the next 3 on. Suarez, who's been struggling, can be streaky from both sides. He can be red hot, and then he gets stuck for weeks. So you can get that from Suarez as well. But Suarez today, maybe one of the bigger home runs in Mariners history. Would you say Cowles was bigger? Doesn't matter at this point if you're a Mariners fan. They win the darn game. Suarez, bases loaded. Dominguez on the mound. Here we go.
Another 2-2. It's another fastball. It's driven the other way. It's got a chance. It's a grand slam.
In the postseason, you get to run the bases a little slower too. Obviously, that's part of it. But grand salami time. Mariners win. Just a crazy game. And the Mariners and Blue Jays, what's been impressive in the series, like I said, there really hasn't been that really, really tight game. And even today, obviously, the Mariners went 6-2, but had the drama there in the 8th inning. Is the one thing is like these offenses have shown, especially the Mariners, to me, like, I mean, the resiliency of the lineups, like they've been taking good at bats, not just throwing away AB sometimes. Like I felt like the Brewers were kind of doing. I feel like they're looking for pitches in certain areas, and they're guessing right, and they have a good plan. And the like I've said, with especially the Blue Jays and the Mariners, again, I'm starting to see with them, they have their resilience. They're like they're top of their lineups doing the job, and then they get clutches from the bottom of the lineup. Both teams. Jimenez has been unbelievable for the Blue Jays in this series, so you get that from him, and it'll be interesting going back to Toronto. What that's going to look like. How does Toronto respond? But yeah, some big moments, obviously. This game especially had them, like I said, with the Suarez stuff. The one thing too also is like I really want to go circle back as we talked about Ohtani on a night like this, and what he did was so special. And like just the ability to be able to pitch and to be able to hit 3 home runs, like I said, be able to go 6 innings. And then you go to the other side where it's the American League, and you're like, oh, what's one of the next hardest things to probably do in Major League Baseball? And catching, and then also switch hitting at the same time. I mean, it's a pretty good, and be good at it. And like I said today, it's only a bat right-handed, and he goes deep. I mean, pretty awesome. I mean, like really, really special stuff that you don't see daily. So I wanted to get his little ending here on the Game Hitters interview after the ball game today.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, they got that moment they deserved that 8th inning. So super happy for him. Oh yeah, he was awesome. I mean, great hitter with runners in scoring position. Obviously got the party started. So he did a great job today. True pro, and super happy for him. Thank you for showing up. You know, job's not finished, so we still got a lot of work to do. Yeah.
So the Mariners, there you go. Hear it from your star there. Got a lot of work to do. Yes, they do, to finish it out against Toronto and see where they do with that. That game is going to be on Sunday back in the Sky Dome. Toronto, they'll host that game. I'll see if I got the pitching matchup for that one yet. When I checked before I got on here, I didn't see anything. You have Savage going for Toronto. Seattle has not announced the starter yet, so that's what you'll see there on Sunday night. 5:03 start, game 6. Winner. If Mariners win, they face the big bad Dodgers. If they're able to pull that out and get the W. So we've had a lot of. This is my favorite time of the year. Good stuff. Especially when we get tight games, like we've had a couple of them, like that game 2 Dodgers game was great. And we had and then we had the game today. That's what postseason baseball is about. That's what you want to see in a tight game. And it's kind of interesting for me from the AL side too, where you got Toronto, who they've won the World Series, but it feels like obviously forever. Then you got the Mariners, who have never been to the World Series, trying to get to their very first one, which would be crazy in itself to say. And then you got some personalities, like we saw that with Scherzer. How did everybody feel about that with Max? Everybody like him take his coach down? No shock that he gets all excited and says, "Don't take me out," and he rightfully says, "I'll reward you, coach," and he strikes out the next guy on nasty curveballs that he had. Right, there's the last one against the Rosarena. Just no chance on that. Rosarena, I don't know necessarily what you're swinging at there, but he gets through. He gets the W. So that sets up a big ALCS and Game 6 matchup as well. Some other things that I wanted to kind of point out too is, Springer goes down. His health is going to be a big part in this series. Schneider not very happy with the fans after that one for chewing about and for booing Springer when he got injured. So they said not a big fan of that. Coach said. So that was some news also that came out from today's game a little bit earlier. Aaron Judge avoids surgery. And Rondon expected to miss some time. Not surprising there, but it was surprising he didn't miss very much in the postseason or in the regular season. One other thing I wanted to kind of touch on real quick too was some other things, not just the games. We haven't done a show here in about a week and a half here, but that double play the other day is the oddest play. I mean, I always do winners and losers of the week. This is definitely a winner of the week. I mean, I don't know how Hernandez doesn't score, but they get a force out at home and a force out at third base in the oddest way you'll ever see.
Set up for two, and Muncy skies one to center field. Hit well. This one's got a chance. Freeland going back to the wall. He leaps. It's in and out of his glove, but he caught it. And now chaos on the bases. Might have a play at the plate. The throw. Not in time. No, he's out! He's out! It's a force play at the plate, and he is out.
He was probably like, I don't know what that just happened. I was like, I don't know what happened. I think I caught it. Maybe I didn't catch it. Just a nutty play. I mean, unbelievable. Go to a ballpark, right? And you'll see something you don't see every day. So Brewers, that was probably the highlight of that for them. And they're a loser of the week too, man. I expected a lot more out of them. I thought they would push the Dodgers a little bit. They looked so good against them this summer when they swept them in LA. And they just wet the bed. They just could not get by Snell, who was awesome. Yamamoto, that was awesome. And Ohtani tonight. And they just could not do anything. A total of 4 runs in the series. That's definitely loser of the week material there. So Sam Frelick, it's great to play that, or Sal Frelick, it's good to play that was. Not enough to get on it. So the other thing too I wanted to get out, I don't have the graphic for it, but I usually do a throwback video, and obviously it's a Variety Sports Network, so we have some Cardinals fan out there. Here's one from 20 years ago on the stage. Everybody knows it. Here we go.
Oh, on the pool. In the air, left field, and Pujols has given St. Louis the lead. A dramatic, towering 3-run home run.
I would say that was one of the more silent places.
Stunned in disbelief here in Houston.
Look at Roger. Roger and Pettit don't look too happy right there. Not big fans. Oh, Nolan not happy. Don't want to have Nolan not happy. One of the great home run moments in ALCS history, as it looked like the Astros were about to close it out. And Pujols says, no, not happening. We'll see if he becomes the manager of the Mariners. Is that a chance? Probably get into that here a little bit. We'll see if there's anything made with that as well. So, again, just kind of a crazy night all around. Around baseball, a great ALCS, and then you just have an all-time performance by Mr. Ohtani, and the Dodgers advance to the World Series to face either the Blue Jays or the Mariners. So, like I said, Ohtani deserving of the NLCS. Final numbers: 3 home runs, 2 hits allowed, 6 innings pitched, struck out 10 batters. Good as it gets. as good as it gets. So Dodgers, they advance to the World Series. A lot to get into. I'll probably do I'll do a show next week, especially one to preview the World Series. Try to be with you. Maybe do a live World Series. That'd be fun as well to do that too. I may get my guy Tyler or Logan on for one of those. But good show tonight. Appreciate you guys chiming in. T, appreciate that very much. Appreciate the Dodgers getting it done, putting the Brewers out of their misery. The performance they had tonight. So not the best work there with it, but 7th inning stretch. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight.